You wake up every morning and think it's just another day. But the truth is quieter and more serious. The morning is a verdict. It reveals who you are before you speak, before you move, before you make excuses. In that first hour, you either obey comfort or you choose command. Time does not argue with you. It moves like a river. Whether you rise with purpose or disappear into distraction. And if you've ever felt the weight of wasted mornings, you already know what that becomes. Wasted weeks, wasted years, a life that looks fine on the outside but feels unfinished on the inside. I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you because I've lived it. I've had mornings where I reached for noise before I reached for strength. I've learned the hard way that your day doesn't start when you leave the house. It starts when your eyes open. The Stoics understood this. They didn't treat mornings as comfort. They treated them as training. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to start your day in a way that builds discipline, clarity, and calm power. The kind that can't be taken from you. But don't skip any part of this. Each lesson strengthens the next. So pause for a second, reflect, and if you're serious, type this in the comments. Tomorrow I start differently. Now listen closely. The first lesson is simple. Win the first minute. Most people negotiate with weakness. They delay, scroll, drift. But strength begins the moment you sit up without debate. The second lesson is to protect your mind from noise. If the world touches you first, messages, news, social media, you've already surrendered. Start with silence. Let your mind belong to you before it belongs to others. Third, begin with one hard thing. Comfort steals discipline. A cold shower, a workout, one difficult task. You train your will before life tests it. And then remember this, your morning is not a routine. It's a decision. It's the seed of who you become. So tomorrow, don't start your day like most people do. Start like someone who respects his life. Time is leaving, but you're still here. And that means you still have a choice. If this helped you, share it with someone who's drifting. Subscribe for more earned wisdom. And say it with me now, quietly but clearly. I rise with discipline. I move with clarity. I do not waste my life. Most people think discipline is something you're born with. Like some men wake up strong and others wake up weak. But that's not the truth. Discipline is built the same way a fire is built. Slowly, through repeated effort, or not at all. And if you've been telling yourself you'll change soon, you already know how dangerous that word is. Soon turns into weeks. Weeks turn into years, and the morning keeps arriving, quietly offering you a chance you keep refusing. Let me speak to you honestly. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here because I've paid for my mistakes. I've wasted mornings that could have built a different life. I've lived the cycle of waking up with plans, then losing myself to comfort, distraction, and delay. And I learned something most people avoid admitting. The hardest part isn't the work. It's facing yourself when you keep breaking promises to your own life. The Stoics understood this long before we did. Marcus Aurelius treated his mornings like training, not a luxury. Epictetus reminded himself that only one thing is truly his choices. Seneca warned that time isn't just passing. It's being taken, one careless hour at a time. Not as theory, as reality, as consequence. So here is what I promise you. These morning laws aren't motivation. They are a system. If you live them, your mornings stop being random and your mind stops being weak. You don't just wake up earlier, you wake up stronger, calmer, more controlled, mentally unbreakable. But you have to stay with me. Don't skip ahead. Each part builds like a wall, one stone at a time. So pause for a moment and ask yourself, how many mornings have you already lost? And if you're serious, type this in the comments. I stopped wasting my time. Now listen, the first lesson is this. You don't need more inspiration. You need higher standards. The modern world teaches you to chase comfort. The Stoics teach you to choose discipline, even when it's quiet, even when no one sees it. Tomorrow morning, before you touch your phone, before you touch the world, you touch your responsibility. You sit up, you decide, you begin. Because the morning doesn't care what you intended yesterday. It only cares what you do now. And the man you become is built in those first choices. So start tomorrow like someone who respects his life. Share this with someone who needs it. Subscribe if you want more of this earned truth. And say this calmly, like a vow. I control my morning and I control my life. If you're still here, that means something in you is tired of the way your mornings have been going. Not tired in a dramatic way. Tired in a quiet, serious way. The kind of tired that comes from knowing you're living below your standards. And that's important because the truth is this. Most people will listen to advice and feel something, but they won't change. They'll take in words the way they take in entertainment, and their life will stay the same. So before we go further, pause. Don't rush. Ask yourself one honest question. Are you willing to take responsibility for the next morning? Not next month, not when life slows down, the next morning. Because discipline doesn't arrive when you feel ready. It arrives when you decide you're done negotiating with weakness. By the end of this, you will have something most people never develop. Clarity that cuts through chaos, self-control that holds steady under pressure, and discipline that doesn't depend on motivation. You'll stop waking up reactive. You'll stop starting your day already behind. You'll begin moving through the world with calm strength because you'll know how to train your mind before the world tries to claim it. But understand this, these laws are a chain. Each one strengthens the next. If you skip one, the structure weakens, and your life is too important to build on weak structures. So make a commitment right now. Nothing loud, just real. Type this in the comments. I will not skip my life. Then keep listening. Here's the first lesson of commitment. Your future is built in small decisions, not big speeches. Modern life trains you to chase intensity, quick motivation, strong emotion, short bursts. But the Stoic way is quieter. You don't need intensity. You need consistency. You become strong by doing the right thing when it feels ordinary, when no one is watching, when it's just you in the morning. Tomorrow, your commitment starts the moment you wake up. Before you check anything, before you talk to anyone. You take one breath and you choose. You sit up, you begin. That is how you stop being a man who hopes and become a man who acts. And if you live these laws for 30 days, you won't just have better mornings. You'll have a different identity. You'll become someone who can be trusted by the world and by yourself. Share this with someone who needs discipline. Subscribe for more earned truth. And say this calmly like a vow. I do what must be done, even when I don't feel ready. By now, you understand something most people avoid admitting. The morning is fragile. It's the one part of the day that hasn't been touched yet. And that's why it matters so much. Whatever reaches you first, comfort, noise, chaos, begins to shape you before you've even chosen who to be. So pause for a moment and ask yourself, who has been in control of your first hour lately? You or everything else? I want you to hear this clearly without drama. I've watched good men lose years not because they were weak, but because they were reactive. Phones within reach, minds already scattered, emotions deciding the pace, and mornings quietly turning into damage control. The Stoics didn't talk about control as an idea. They lived it as a practice, especially early, especially when the mind is soft and open. Here's the promise. If you learn to control the first hour, the rest of the day becomes easier to command, not perfect, but steady. You don't get dragged as easily. You don't collapse under small pressure. You move with intention instead of apology. Stay with this. Don't skim it. These laws build on each other. Miss one, and the structure weakens. So reflect as you listen. Let this land. The first law is this: win the first minute. Most people start their day negotiating with weakness. One more minute, one more scroll. That small delay trains your mind to hesitate when it should act. The old wisdom is simple. What you can control, you must control early. So tomorrow, the moment you wake up, you sit up. No debate. That single act begins a shift. You stop being someone who waits. You become someone who moves. Say it quietly. I act without negotiation. Then comes silence. The modern struggle is noise before consciousness. messages, news, other people's urgency entering your mind before your own direction. But a mind touched by noise first becomes scattered all day. So protect it. Begin with silence. Let your thoughts settle like clear water. This isn't avoidance, it's preparation. You become grounded, harder to shake. Say it with calm certainty. I protect my mind. The third law is responsibility. Comfort will always offer you an easier path, but discipline is trained through one hard choice, one thing that demands effort. The Stoic way is to choose it willingly. Early, a workout, cold water, focused work, something that reminds you who's in charge. And with time, your identity changes. You stop trying to be disciplined